Hi, this is Andrew with another Bite Back tutorial. In this short tutorial, we will learn how to use the Autofill tool in Microsoft Excel 2010. We will cover what this tool is used for and how to properly use it. Right now, let's open up Microsoft Excel 2010, found in the Start menu at the bottom left of the taskbar. The Autofill feature allows us to fill cells with data that follows a pattern or that is based on data in other cells. For example, when working with months or numbers, Excel will recognize a pattern and automatically fill in a series of words or numbers. So let's say that we want to enter the 12 months in 12 corresponding cells across row 1. Let's begin by typing the word January in cell A1. After we have typed January, we're going to find the Autofill cursor at the bottom right corner of the cell. Make sure that the cell is selected first, and then we're going to slowly move the cursor to the bottom right corner of the cell. You'll notice that a bold, thin cross will appear. This is the Autofill cursor. When we see that cursor, we're going to hold down the left button on our mouse as we drag across. As we move one cell over, you'll see February appears in a previous box. Then, as we move over again, while still holding down the left button, you'll see March appear. We're going to hold down that left button until we move across 12 cells. When I let go, you'll notice that the correct months are filled into each corresponding cell. So what Excel is doing is it's recognizing a pattern and automatically filling it in with that pattern. This doesn't only work with months, but also days of the week as well. What's really neat is that we can start at pretty much any point. We don't have to start with the first month of the year or the first day of the week. We can also use the autofill feature in any direction. So let's practice autofilling days. We'll type Monday in an empty cell. Once we've done that, let's autofill it up. Look for that autofill cursor in the bottom right hand corner of the cell and then click and drag up. You'll see that the previous days appear above the word Monday. Now, when working with words, such as months and days of the week, we only need to type the information in one cell, and Excel will recognize a pattern if you autofill. It's a little bit different when you're working with numbers. If we only type in one number and autofill, Excel will recognize only a pattern of that one number, so it will autofill the same number across the cells you click and drag. For example, if we type the number 1 in a cell, and then we try to autofill it across the cells, you'll notice that the number 1 fills in those cells. That's because Excel thinks we're trying to make a pattern of repeating ones. So, when we want to autofill a pattern of numbers, for example 1 through 10, we have to enter at least 2 numbers into corresponding cells. So let's enter the number 1 in the first cell, and then the number 2 in its neighboring cell. We're then going to highlight both of the cells with the fat plus cursor. See if you can find that autofill cursor again on the bottom right of the selection, and then drag across. You'll notice that Excel recognizes a pattern of increase by 1, and it autofills the appropriate number. With numbers, you can enter and select any 2 numbers, and Excel will recognize a pattern between those 2 numbers. You can also put in more than 2 numbers, and Excel will recognize a pattern, no matter how random it may be. Congratulations! You have just successfully learned how to autofill both text and numbers. For more helpful tutorials, please subscribe to our channel, and thanks for watching.